Hi everybody, this is Shana with Shana Sweets. Thank you for joining me today. This is our very first color challenge, and we are going to do some fall colors for November. We are doing pumpkin pie, crumb cake, old olive, and crushed curry. Now you can choose any of these colors that you would like to use. And if you want to add white or black, you can also do that. You can have 2 entries for the month, and I will have the link below for the Facebook group in which you'll post them on. This challenge is also posted on my blog, so if you want to make a comment on the blog stating that you're participating on the Facebook page, then do that, and then you'll be entered in my blog candy also. So I do have a project for you to give you some inspiration and get you started on your way. So today we're going to make this cute little Thanksgiving card. Yours doesn't have to be Thanksgiving, it can be any theme you want. But this is what I'm going to get started on my Thanksgiving cards for this year. So we're going to do some sponging. So let's go ahead and start with this sponging and get that over with. And I have a piece of white paper right here. And I'm going to use some shimmer paper because I'm going to do a little bit of dewdrops too. So I'm going to start with the crushed curry. And my shimmer paper is 3 inches by 5 1/4. Or 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to start with the crushed curry. And I'm using sponges. I cut them in quarters and then have a little tag on there. So I'm going to cover my entire piece with crushed curry, and I'm really laying it on thicker at the top and not so much at the bottom because that's where I'm going to put my pumpkin pie. And then we're going to lay some pumpkin pie on, more so right here in the middle, and leaving more of the top with more yellow and much thicker pumpkin pie. Kind of going for that nice fall sunset. Now we're going to set that aside for a moment, and I'm going to show you, I've already cut this out, but I left the die in place so that you could see. I have a piece of 3 inch by 5 1/4 of old olive, and I have put the curvy die on top of it. Okay? So we're going to use both these pieces. That's why I left it there. Now, I took my trees from the Christmas curvy, and now I used it for the other one, so now I need to make sure it lines up with this one, which is off a little bit. So I'm going to correct it so that it lines up here. Doesn't have to be identical, but just a little bit better. That's pretty good. So then I'm going to go ahead and get my little stamping pad here, just because that'll make it a little bit better. And I'm going to grab my scratch paper because it goes off the edge a little bit. We're going to grab some old olive and ink up our trees. And then we're going to stamp them. Okay. Now, before you put your old olive away, we're going to take the old olive and we're going to sponge the bottom portion of our heel. And I'm going to do the edges first because that gets us a darker tone. And then I'm going to take and do it on the paper so that it smooths it out. And then while I have this out, I have a piece of crushed curry, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment, Happy Thanksgiving. This is from the Banner Year stamp set, and it is 5/8. And honestly, oh, that was awful. Let's do the other side. That's better. And set that aside for a minute, and then I can put my ink away. All right, so we're going to take our hillsides and we're just going to trim them out. And they're really not that difficult to trim out. Very easy. All right, let's put this card together. We're going to, oh, real quick, before we do that, let's stamp out some pumpkins. We're going to take our pumpkins from the Banner Year and we're going to stamp with pumpkin pie. And then there is a little leaf and stem. And I'm using the Stampin' Right markers. So you take the green, old olive of course, and you color the leaf. And then you take here's the crumb cake, and you color the stem. This way you can get two tones. And then give it a huff with your breath. And then we're going to do that. And then you're just going to trim out your pumpkins, which I've already done. And I have 3 little pumpkins right there. Now we can put our card together. Okay, so you have 8.5 by 4 1/4, and you're going to fold this in half. And then you're going to take your shimmer and put some adhesive on it. And then you're going to take and put your yellow crushed curry at the top. And we're going to put it towards the top of the paper. And then we're going to take some foam strips. And we're going to put foam strips on our hill, the bottom portion of the hill. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of glue. And then tuck this underneath. And you can always pull that up a little bit if you like. Okay, like our pumpkin. You could put that one on some dimension if you wanted to. I just didn't want to because I already had some. And then our little Thanksgiving here, I'm going to trim it just a little bit. And then I'm going to use the Pick a Banner, and I like to put it in there. And then I already have one cut in crumb cake, so I'm going to put some glue on the yucky side there. Get any taller than it already is. And then what I'm going to do is take a paintbrush, and I got a bottle of water here, and just flick it. Hope you can see that changing. If you don't feel like it's going in the right spots, you can just dab it with your brush and it will get more spots that way. Oh, goodness gracious, I shouldn't have done that. And you can, forgot I had ink on that paper. It really reacts well with that shimmer paper when you sponge. So there we go. That is the 2 cards that I made for this color challenge. I really hope you'll participate with my new challenges. It's on my new group. Well, it's not a new group. It's a reactivated group on Facebook. So thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great day. Bye.